Okay, so today we're going to be reviewing the 2015 version of 2012, San Andreas starring The Rock. Kind of seems like a more natural version of Lex Luthor's evil plan from Superman the movie. I mean, have you seen it? Am I right? Feel that? Damn it! Get it? I was killed by The Rock. Alright, getting off topic, let's be real here, people. San Andreas, starring The Rock, Carla Gugino, and Paul Giamatti. Pretty good natural disaster movie. I didn't really have a whole lot of big expectations going into it, seeing as how there's been so many natural disaster movies in the last few years. And not to mention how many of those were in California. So it's just like, the only three places that exist in movies where natural disasters take place is California being number one, then tied in second place are New York City and Washington, D.C. Now, Washington, D.C. and New York City, they usually switch places every once in a while. Okay, who's drew the short straw for who's going to get destroyed in this movie? Washington, D.C. won. But no, this one completely focuses around from San Diego all the way up to San Francisco along the San Andreas fault line. Now, like I mentioned, I didn't have a whole lot of expectations going into this movie. I mean, the only thing that really helped it was the star power of The Rock. It was like, well, it's a natural disaster movie, but hey, it stars The Rock, so I'll be entertained. Anyways, moving on. This movie started out, the first bit of special effects that you see is this girl driving down the highway, and then all of a sudden, you know, something happens and she gets launched over. Now, I was really worried for this movie once I saw this scene because the car flipping over the cliffside, it's like the computer animators had no idea what the hell physics are. The car is just like, it's not like tumble, flip, tumble, flip, tumble, flip. You know, it's not doing that like you would expect a car to do. No, it's end, over end, over end, over end, fly off a cliff, hit, end, over end, over end, over end. It's just, it was like, oh, if this is what the movie is going to be like throughout the rest of it, oh my god, I am so sorry that I paid money to see this. But thank God it wasn't. I mean, it's almost as if there were two different special effects teams, just like, oh hey, we want you to focus on just this car accident, you know, you do that, and then these people will do the rest of it and make it look amazing. But showing disaster in a disaster movie is one thing, but you can't just do that. You can't just have it be all special effects. And I love what they did, because instead of just showing disaster happening, focusing on the actor and their facial expressions as they're looking up at absolutely nothing, do these beautiful wide shots of the actors running through this amazing destruction. And I was very much surprised at how into the disaster that I was, just because you can see the actors going through it. It's as if they are actually there. What's happening is actually happening to them, and you actually feel for them in the scene, instead of, like I said before, showing the action happening over here and then cut to the actor's face. Oh my god, I'm looking at a building falling down. No, they're showing the actor on the building as it's falling down. Now, one of the best scenes in the entire movie was set up to make it look like it was done in one shot. One shot. It was amazing. It was right as the earthquake started happening. The Rock is talking to his ex-wife from a satellite phone inside his chopper, and he's talking to her and he's apologizing to her about, you know, how he was the day before. Watch the movie, you'll find out why he's apologizing. But anyways, you know, she's talking to him, and then all of a sudden silverware starts rattling around on the table. Boom! All hell breaks loose. The shit's falling all over the place. Everybody's screaming, guts, ass, and tits flying everywhere. Mass hysteria! And amidst all this chaos, The Rock is telling her, Get to the roof. Tell me what building you're on. Get to the roof. I'll meet you there. I'm almost there. And she's going through all these different ways that she knows how to get to the roof. She opens up this door. Half the building's already collapsed. And there's people falling all over the place. Fire, water, destruction, everything. So she closes that door. She starts following the crowd. You know, they're going to the emergency staircase. And she's like, come with me, come with me, come to the roof, come to the roof. And they go downstairs. She's like, wait, no. The next 2 flights of stairs to get to the roof. And as soon as she opens up the door, I mean, you're seeing buildings from across the way just... Camera pans off to the side, and then you see the pool just splishing and splashing, and then you look up, and you see part of that building, the structure is starting to collapse on top of the roof. What I appreciated about this movie is the fact that they took a disaster movie, and they did the normal rounds of what a disaster movie is supposed to do, but they did it from a different angle. They did it from ground level with the actors, that way they could see what was going on. However, this movie has some of the worst dialogue ever. Just the worst dialogue ever. The only people that I wasn't just pissed off to hear talking was The Rock and Paul Giamatti. Every once in a while, Carla Gugino, who plays his ex-wife. Everybody else, they make this huge disaster movie built on just special effects, but they don't flesh out good character development, good character arcs. Don't let this deter you from seeing it. If you were on the fence about it, go see it. It's a good movie. It's a fun ride. Get a big thing of popcorn, get a big drink, and just start shoveling it in, just watching this movie, because it is an intense movie. The action scenes will have you on the edge of your seat sometimes. The cheesiest parts in the movie, and this is just like, literally makes it just like every other disaster movie. Anyways, they get away from all the destruction. I want to say they're on top of a hill in San Francisco, looking at all the destruction that's gone down, and someone asks The Rock, now what? Now we rebuild. What? No, you don't. You don't rebuild. You get the hell out of there. You move back east. All in all, I had low expectations going into this movie because it's a disaster flick. The only thing I really thought it had going for it by watching the trailers was the fact that The Rock was in it. I like The Rock. He's a cool guy. He's a nice guy. But then I was surprised at how I actually enjoyed this movie because of the disaster, how they shot it, how they filmed it. I'm a real big stickler for how things are filmed. Yeah, you can have the most awesome concept for a movie, but if you shoot it in a shitty way, you're gonna have a shitty movie. All in all, I rate this real good. Gonna need more popcorn to get through that dialogue, though. If you want to watch it, turn your brain off, have fun, eat some popcorn, go see this movie. I'm definitely gonna want to watch it again. Like, you know, kind of can't wait for, you know, I'd buy it on Blu-ray, is what I'd say. I'd buy it on Blu-ray. It's that good of a movie. Go ahead and let me know what your thoughts and opinions are. You know, did you hate it? Do you think it should be in the shit category? Do you think it should be in the sit category? Was it a meh or not good? What are your opinions? Let me know in the comments section down below. So that's about all the time I have for you guys today. You know, I hope you enjoyed it. You know, I enjoyed making these videos and putting them out there for you guys to see. Go ahead and like the video if you did. You know, go ahead and subscribe. Keep it reals.